What's up, everybody? It's your boy, the Italian Stallion, here for another episode of Rebels with a Cause. You know what time it is, baby. It's Wednesday night, and it's time for that cause, because you know that cause don't stop when the clock hits zero. We got a lot to talk about tonight, baby. We're going to talk some district tournament basketball. We got a little mini snowmageddon messing things up. I thought we could go completely unscathed, but apparently Mother Nature had other ideas. We'll try to give you an update of where the tournament stands and what we are at. The boys were supposed to play tonight, not our guys, but the Maryville William Blunt game, and then we were going to play the winner of that Friday. I think that's going to move to Saturday. We'll still talk about that along with their big victory on Monday night. This team is ready, looking to join the team behind me. I mean, I want you to see these studs right here from 25 years ago. That was the only district team in West history to win a district tournament right there. I mean, you see Troy Mapp, you see Mike Morrow, Mike Maddox, you see Spencer Davis, Alton Thompson, Stuart Oakes. I mean, I'm telling you, Coach Lindsay, Coach Petco, they're all there, honestly. So I just want to show them all right there and give them some love real quick. That was a hell of a team. I see Tom Carmichael. I'm telling you, what a great team that was to go in as a 7 seed and shock the world and almost make it out of regions to get to sub-state. And it was Sevier County in their way. So hopefully this team doesn't get struck by the Sevier County bug, and our team this year can join this team in hoisting that district tournament plaque and trophy. Be really awesome. But that's my background tonight, and got a lot to talk about. But I got some big breaking news on the high school football front. We're going to start off with that. But first and foremost, got to get the little house cleaning stuff out of the way, as well as some love to our sponsors. First and foremost, remember, the views and opinions of this program are not affiliated with those of any other organization or of West High School. These are solely the RWAC Crew's views. Myself, the Italian Stallion, two-pair Tate, Brian Tate, and the Coach Statsman himself, Mr. Shane O'Mac, Shane McGee. Also, remember, hit that like and subscribe button, baby. We want them subscribers to get to 100. Right now, we're still stuck on 78. I'd love to get to 80, man, if we can do that. And, join that chat box live. Point out when we've inaccurately said something, or just join that chat box just to give some love and voice your opinions of what we want to talk about. Got a lot to talk about tonight. So we'd love for your opinions. We'll chime on. Don't be shy. We all are rebels with a cause. Got to give some shout outs to my girl Kim Castle and her King's Chamber over there on the Pike. Give her a call at 865-236-5550. She'll get you taken care of with any of your haircut or beard trim needs, some manicures, pedicures, shoulder massages, and you also get 2 tasty beverages on your visit. You get the total royal treatment and get treated like the king you do when you visit her chamber. So go check her out. Let her know RWAC, the Rebels with a Crew, crew sent you, and get you a discount over there. Also want to give a shout out to our guy, Mr. Alex Thatcher, class of 2003 guy over at West High School, Knoxville Coffee Company, the best brew in the heart of Marble City, right off of Sutherland Avenue. Go pay him a visit. Also got to give a shout out to Razor Shop Barber Shop at Knoxville. See Josh Fink or Corey, they'll get you taken care of as well. Also, remember, it's coming around the corner. We're almost 2 months away. April 26th, haircuts for prom with Miss Rice. She'll get you looking great, because it's going to be here before you know it. If you haven't gotten your dresses or tux rentals or asked whoever, goes quick, man. Goes quick. Remember, just enjoy it while you can. To my young nephews and nieces over at West High School. Also, got to give a shout out to Big Fact Sports Network. Follow them at 332 Studios. A lot of great things in the works, baby. Just the beginning, and I know that they'll appreciate your love and support. And last but not least, also got to give a shout out to our guy, the Coach Statsman himself, Mr. Shane McGee. I know he's got that new job going, but he can always use some extra work on the side. Give him a call if you got any electrical problems. He'll get you taken care of, especially with it being as cold and frigid as it still is until we get to spring. And even then, you might need some help with your electrical stuff. So definitely give him a call, 865-299-3206. That being said, baby, let's get this show started. First and foremost, I want to bring on my co-host. He just completed his 19th season. I want to say that again. 19 years years as the voice of the Runnin' Rebels and Lady Rebels. He also is in the midst of finishing up his first year as the voice of the Panthers and Lady Panthers of Pellissippi State. Let me tell you this, he is the hardest working dude, Mr. 2003 West. No introductions needed, but he gets one anyway. My favorite Seminole, the one, the only, two-pair Tate. Brian Tate, what is up, baby?
Man, what's happening? What's happening? What's going on, man?
Hey, it's my favorite night of the week, man. It gets to spend it with you guys.
As you see.
Look at that guy.
As you see right behind me is the TSAA District 4A. 4A. Coach of the Year.
Yep.
So we've got the region coach of the year in football.
Uh-huh.
We've got the district coach of the year in basketball.
Preach.
I'm just saying.
We got the assistant. We got the best offensive assistant in Rod Ellerby. Got to give him a shout out. He's a fan of the show.
Freaking amazing.
Yeah.
Rod Ellerby, there's not even enough compliments you can give to Rod Ellerby in his offensive prowess of. I mean, you think about the quarterbacks that he's had to work with, and he's gotten the best out of every player from.
Oh man, he does that all. Special teams, he does. He gets them out of all. Yeah, baby. Yeah.
But tonight is really special. I remember when we were talking about Coach E taking the job, and we said he found the right guy, you know. And he has been otherworldly. You think about it. This team has only had 4 losses. 4 that you can count on their hand, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Coach E, with his demeanor, his savvy, people got to remember the guy played at Wake Forest with Randolph Childress, Chris King, Anthony Tucker. Like he got to Wake Forest before Tim Duncan.
Yep.
And I think a lot of people don't realize, like, his family has been brought up through the West system.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know what I'm saying, Coach Eggleston has really shaped this team into his image. And you can tell they can play half court. They can play up-tempo. He's got shooters. He knows how to work a rotation. That final lineup of Fofana, Hill, Schuler, Martin, and Jack is undeniably a state championship lineup.
Yep. And he got a deep bench, developed a bench, too, to go with it.
He developed a bench. Look at what all he lost before the season.
Mm-hmm.
You lose a Mike Nelson, who, you know, I just hope God is with him anywhere he's out in the world, because I really think he would have been such a difference maker on that second unit.
Mm-hmm.
You lose Reese Clark after game 4.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have Dane Clark. You don't have Chris Cowan's over at Carter, and I think Carter is 17-2?
17-9 actually, but still second in their region. Second in their region, though. Like gonna go deep in this playoff. Yeah. So,
and you know they're extremely well coached, and you lose a guy like Chris Moo Cowan, who, if you don't have Chris Moo Cowan against Bearden, you don't beat Bearden.
Last year. Yep. That's right.
Year.
That's right.
And you think of all those factors. You lose Coach Caporo, and then Eggleston comes in, and it's like the team got better. Mm-hmm. The team got more cohesive. Think of the Maryville game.
Mm-hmm.
Just the X's and O's into that game. The comeback win against Hardin Valley.
Yes.
In Hardin Valley.
Yes, on senior night, ruined. That could have been the thing that just propels this team to greater heights.
That's a signature win.
It is.
And then you look at probably his best win is the road win at Bearden.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is our house game.
This is our house game, and we've been undefeated on the road. That is the quality right there, because it's the fact that we've lost on neutral court and our home court, and those games were not blowouts. They could have gone any way, you know. I mean, this team could very well be undefeated. That's the thing.
Yeah,
but I think that Hardin Valley loss, as Shane pointed out a few weeks ago, is what has propelled them for this 7-game winning streak. It's been incredible, and you want to be playing your best basketball at this time of year. last year we limped into the district tournament.
Totally
This
limped
year
in.
we are torpedoing in. And can I say this about this man over your shoulder, by the way?
Oh yeah,
The
absolutely.
one thing that we even talked about is the criticisms that were even made before he even coached his first game.
Oh,
And
man.
even when he did coach his first game, you heard the people at the Jamboree, oh, well, he inherited that team. You still got to coach it, baby.
Still got to coach
You
him.
still got to coach it.
And he's done a phenomenal job.
Phenomenal.
And
And
what has he done bad?
Nothing. And the fact that we've pointed out he's had to navigate 2 players from last year that were probably going to be counted on had they not stayed, they stayed at West or been with basketball. You had another player that, something happened and that's unfortunate. And then you had a great senior player, one of the best all-around players, in my opinion, get hurt in the 4th game of the damn year, and you had to navigate through that and like after playing all summer in a certain way, you had to adapt, and it took a couple of games, and it looks like they have found the role of what's needed for everybody's role on this team.
And then you look at the guys who became all district guys, like Garrett Birch. Garrett Birch became an all-district guy.
Yes, he did. And we're going to get to those guys.
That guy was the 6th man last year.
Mm-hmm. And how big of a loss? How big of a loss was he not having him going into that tournament? You talk about him getting hurt in the Bearden game, and it was a season-ending injury. He had to rehab, get back to form, and I said last year that last season was what could have been. Well, guess what? This year, it's not going to be what could have been. It is what it is. That's what's going to happen.
I feel like they felt like they left a lot on the table, and then Devin and Kevin. I think Devin and Kevin are trying to be the guys to bring the first title here.
Yeah, I think Jalen. That's senior group.
I think they're trying to win it for Reese.
Yeah,
because
I do too.
Think if these guys have Reese Clark, and we got to bring on Shane because we're much overdue.
We do.
But man, when I tell you, if they had a healthy Reese, they don't lose 4 games.
No, they don't. I doubt they even lose that Sevier County game because remember, that game changed after he got hurt. Realistically, you lose one of your better players, and it's kind of like panic mode, So, but without further ado, let's bring on our other co-host. You know who he is, man. He is our stats guy. Coming up on 1 year with the program. He joined us a little bit late, but we love to have him. He's our resident coach. I know he's got a lot to talk about, not only about basketball, but the big breaking football news we're going to start off with, and of course, we're going to touch on all of our boys and girls that made all district and honorable mention, each individually. So we'll talk about them, but let's bring him on with a warm Rebels with a Cause welcome. Whether you're watching it live or recorded, hit that like and subscribe button. Show some love to the man, the myth himself, Mr. Shane O'Mac, Shane McGee. What is up, baby? How you doing?
What's up? How we doing tonight? Everybody doing good?
Oh, we're doing great, man. We're doing great. Snow don't stop this show.
No, don't stop the show.
Yeah, I was driving home this morning when it first started coming down. Walked outside around, a little before 5 a.m. and not even 15 minutes later, car was covered in snow.
Yeah. No, it kind of came quick. Like it came a little bit later than they said, and then it tapered off early. But the thing is, now it's getting cold, and it could be ice. So I don't know. I know that school's out tomorrow for the Knox County and the surrounding counties. So
yeah, I feel like my kids will never go back to school.
They do know that it extends into the summer if they get past them 9 days, right? So yeah.
I will say, when I was in first grade, we, for the first time ever, went to school past my birthday.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I remember when you guys were in 5th grade and I was in 6th grade, we had to go into June. I remember that. So, because remember that there was that bad ice storm too that year.
But the one in, I guess it would have been when we had the blizzard of 92.
Yeah.
There was one of them that we went to June 10th. Because I remember actually I come back to school the next day. It's like, yeah, I just turned, however old I turned back then, 8 or some shit. You're not that old. It's like, I was born in 84, motherfuckers.
Well, so let's get this thing started. We were going to start off with the basketball, and we're going to get to it. But as you know, we try to cover all the breaking news, especially with how it affects Wes. And I do want to say that with this Snowmageddon, I don't know what's going to happen with the tournament. Again, tonight, it was supposed to be Maryville and William Blount, Farragut and Hardin Valley throwing down, with the loser out, the winner advancing to play West and Bearden respectively Friday night. Originally, the game was at 7:30, with us playing most likely Maryville instead of William Blount.
Yeah.
But now that game looks to be Saturday if they do play the game tomorrow night. You, of course, informed me, Shane, that if Knox County's out, that they won't play the games. So if that's the case, it might move it back a little bit more.
But the only thing I do wonder is if you go look at the TSSAA rules, games have to be completed by a certain date.
Yes, because the region tournament starts next Saturday. So they have to get everything done by Monday and Tuesday, and then give ample time for the teams to prepare for who they're going to face and travel. So you're right about that. So we'll talk about that, but let's get it started, guys. Here's the headline. It was, can I just say this? And I'm going to let you guys talk. It was shocking to me, but it wasn't shocking to me.
Oh yeah,
let's
headlines.
Let's talk about it. Josh Jones and Bearden have parted ways after 3 years, and of course, unexpected. We covered that something had been uncovered.
Can I say this?
Yeah, go for it, bud. You have the floor.
You know, I thought this was crazy. Did you see what was posted in Finish the Drill by Big O?
No, I did not. I did not see. Please enlighten us of our Big O.
So shout out to Big O. I thought this was crazy. How come the Caucasian coach gets fired during Black History Month?
Oh man! I mean, that's a double jab hook right there, baby.
I thought that was crazy.
Damn. Yeah.
No. But you know, I really don't even know what to say, because like when I saw it, I just think it's kind of crazy, because in the matter of weeks, when West beat Bearden at Bearden, the coach that comes to me after the game, right, one of the newer coaches who was at Brentwood Academy, now they found out that these guys are getting paid. That comes out.
Yeah.
And then 2 weeks later, you have this. So I'm beginning to wonder what is really going on. I'm trying to wonder what's going on at that facility. That's where I'm leaning towards.
All I'm going to say is this: is it really worth? Is it really worth?
On?
Yeah, it is on. Is it really worth crossing Rebels with a cause? Sometimes you should just be respectful, smile, and if you don't have nothing nice to say, don't say it at all. You know, I mean, I'm just saying, shout out to Michael Lynn's daughter, who I still freaked her out when I did the horn when Bearden missed the kick that we went to overtime or double overtime or whatever. But anyway, she still gets freaked out probably by that. I know Michael shared that with me as well as her mom, but Lindsay Lynn. But I just think it's funny that you're right, Two-Pair. You pointed that out. That guy was talking, and now there's really not much talking going on. I mean, I hate to be that way, but at the same time, you know, this happened. You know, Shane, you've talked about how things have changed from the program that you were helping in the lower ranks and so forth. And then they wanted to go a different direction. Thank you, but no thank you for your service anymore. I mean, to you, I mean, I know you're passionate about this, as PG-13 as you can keep it. I mean, you know, tell me, what's your thoughts on this? I mean, are you surprised, or was it just a matter of time? I mean, because here's the thing. What do they really have to show for this? Yeah, they beat West. They've beaten Farragut. They beat Maryville last year. But realistically, they never got to the semifinals or state championship or have any trophies to really talk about.
So, like, first off, I will give their coach props for the schedule that he built for them.
Yeah.
It made those players better. You were playing defending state champs for like 4 straight weeks at one point. Like his first year was Powell, Anderson County, or it was us, Anderson County,
Alcoa. Yep.
And I think Maryville came in there at some point.
Yeah, Maryville came in there because
It
of the
was
region.
all within like a few weeks, and like, we basically played every division state champ in our area. With my daughter still going to school there, I asked a couple questions like, "Hey, do you know what's going on?" And she's friends with a couple players. It sounds like it was just a matter of time before this happened. I've already seen some changes in the ranks and some other stuff through my ex-wife. She was telling me some stuff today because I told her, like, "Hey, did you hear about this?" Because I go pick up my stuff from her house. So the wheels are turning over there to try to, keep everything running like it needs to. I hate it for the players because you brought in a lot of players to play under his system, and his system was working. He's put, like we talked about on National Signing Day, a bunch of those kids that signed were kids that I coached. Mm-hmm. So what he was doing worked in a scheme and getting kids noticed and recognized and getting film and getting college coaches in there. I'm curious what direction they go now, because normally all your hires come, as the playoffs end and everything, you're able for winter workouts, so you can start getting everything. This kind of reminds me of just the timing. Different way it's happening, though. But
yeah,
Coach Rogers left, and Cummings going into my senior year. Mm-hmm. But you hired from within house. I got us who all interviewed for the position back in 2002. But how does this change? Are you going to go look somebody local? Are you going to get somebody from another area? How appealing is the job there? Are you worried about a complete rebuild because you had a whole bunch of seniors sign? I'm curious how the program goes from there. How many coaches do any of those coaches stay on? Or is the whole staff going to be let go?
Can I also throw this out there too, and Shane Two-Pair, you can speak on this because you were on that first Cummings team, and as of course I was on that last Rogers team. So when the change happened, I was in the verse of graduating. In fact, I covered when Cummings got hired for the school newspaper. I actually got an award for that article. But the thing is that what I want to point out more than anything is, unlike the situation at West, where you did have Cummings, who was a teacher in the halls, he was on staff in-house, so there was some continuity there. Here's the problem. Here's the thing. There's not one coach at Bearden on the football team, unless I'm wrong. I think maybe one. There's not one that's in the building at Bearden High School, if I'm not mistaken.
There may be
one, but I don't know if
that would fall under you're also the sponsor.
Yeah.
Because you have to be a faculty member.
But what position did they hold on that staff? Were they offensive coordinator? What were they? So, I mean,
he was a position coach.
Yeah. I mean, are they qualified even to be the head guy or interim at this point?
I saw a comment yesterday when I was reading through everything. It's like, how's the coach that was fired going to fire the new coach? I know for a personal fact that the previous coach was not fired. He chose to step down. He knew that he didn't want to keep coaching anymore, but he wanted to still be in athletics. So I know, I knew when he was stepping down. I already knew when he made the decision on that. So to go with that narrative is just wrong. No, I still got a lot of appreciation for that program, because that's what the program that got me into coaching, and it's been a passion ever since. But I'm just curious, how does it affect the players that they have? Do those players stay? Is there more to what's going on than they had a reason to let him go? And if they were going to done it when everything came out.
Right.
Yeah. We talked about this, on camera, off camera. They've went a different direction. They've recruited players. They've also alienated a lot of players that maybe grew up wanting to be a Bearden Bulldog player. I mean, maybe that doesn't. I'm sure there's some people that might laugh at that statement, but here's the thing. Growing up, I knew where I was going to go to Bearden, but I still played CBFO, and that was the Farragut and everything. But there were guys that played CBFO that knew that that's what made that Farragut Bearden rivalry so much. Then Bearden got their own team, and as things progressed over the years. But the thing is that there's got to be some people that really liked putting on that maroon and gray. And the thing is they were basically told, oh, you can come and play on the team and you're going to pay so much money to be a part of this team, but there's no guarantees you're going to play because we want to get this kid out of West Tennessee or this kid out of Mississippi or this kid out of North Carolina. I'm just saying that that's what was kind of going on there. And, you know, you've alienated some kids, maybe some kids that have even looked elsewhere and are playing for other programs throughout the area as opposed to Bearden. Do they come back? Do they come back with a different regime or the right hire? I don't know.
I'm curious what the hire will be.
Yeah.
Like that's had this happened before Scott Cummings took the AD job at Halls.
Very good point.
Would he have tried again to get this job?
Yes, because he has gone after the Bearden job before. So
if his house has not moved, he literally lived 1.25 miles from my house that I grew up in West Hills. I know the street because one of the guys I used to coach with and one of the sons that I coached live on the same street. He's like, oh yeah, Scott lives right down the street from me.
Yep.
Literally, it's a hop, skip, and jump from Bearden.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's taken the athletic director job like we talked about. Yeah. But the truth of the matter is that, you know, you've got the facilities at Bearden. I mean, listen, we're not going to hate. We're not going to hate. They've got the facilities. They've got players. Maybe those players stick around if the right coach is there to convince them and has a winning track record. Scott Cummings has a state championship under his belt. He does.
He's turned programs around where he's been.
He has. I mean, Lenore City, look what they did in 1 year that he was there. I mean, honestly.
The only program he didn't turn around was Oak Ridge. Because, and I know for a fact the way Oak Ridge treated him was, you're going to abide by how we want it done, not how you want to do it.
Yeah. Well, and he also really didn't get a fair shake at Cleveland because if you think about it, when he took the Cleveland job, he thought that they were going to stay in 5A and Cleveland got moved up to 6A when the 6A. Whole, you know, so that changed some things where he didn't think he would have to face Maryville.
I think there were some issues that I think his mom had some health issues going on and she from down there or lived down there. So there was something about family down there. That's what somebody told me. So
yeah. Well, I also need to throw this out there because they are West guys. I mean, they are, and I think that they are a brilliant mind. Their father's a hell of a coach as well. I know that they were kind of done wrong too. But the Chates, you know, they're at Farragut now? Do they get a phone call to come back with an apology? I mean, they should be on their hands and knees saying they're sorry to these guys. Honestly, if they want someone that was invested in that program, I don't know.
I can't remember which one it was that stuck around more, like because they were both there for a while on the staff.
I think it was Blaze. I think Blaze stuck around longer than Mickey, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
so,
and because he was their defensive coordinator.
Yes,
defensive coordinator. Yeah, he was.
So when Schindler was stepping down, and they were going through an interview process, I know Cummings wanted an interview.
Yes, he did.
Requested an interview. And they said, if you're requesting, then no. That's how I was told to him. But I know that Blaze wanted to interview, and during the interview process was basically told you're too young to be a head coach. But you literally just led the region, and you were defensive coordinator of the year. Like, obviously, he knows what he's doing defensively. He can run it. It's going to become a defensively ran program, more likely. But he would bring in the right guys, and plus you got to think of the pedigree that they came from on that. So,
let me throw another name out there at a rival school right now, because here's the thing. Although their year finished a lot better than what it was looking like, there was still a lot of behind the scenes things. And like I said, I don't know anything. I'm just going off of the rumblings of Oak Ridge posters there at Coach T, that there were maybe some rumblings between Joe Gaddis and Derek Rang. And Derek Rang, former defensive coordinator at West, coached at Powell as one where he's gone. He got Oak Ridge to the semifinals. They lost to Sevier County. No shame in losing to the eventual state champion. But does Derek Rang get a phone call to come to Bearden because of the fact that, he has inherited a program that was on top and done very well with them? And maybe it's a little bit brighter on the greener side that he doesn't have an athletic director that might be having some headbutting. I don't know.
I think they need to make a hire quick to keep players in the program.
You got to keep the guys that's in the
Like,
program. You're losing a lot of guys.
Yeah, their schedule is brutal. I mean, they start off at West, then they got the game at the new Smoky Stadium against Alcoa. That's their first 2 weeks. We're not even talking the region. And now they've got, Oak Ridge to play. Oak Ridge moves up to 6A. Obviously, they've got their usual battles with Farragut and Maryville still on the schedule. I mean, so,
pull up their schedule real quick and see their first.
Yeah, just pull up. But I know West is their first schedule. His game is on Saturday. Then they've got the Alcoa game that's going to be on the Packer game. So I believe that's going to be in the Smoky Stadium. So, but I don't know the rest of their schedule. I'm just kind of going off of who the usual suspects are in their region.
And guess what, guys?
Here we go.
We have an Elijah Gardner sighting.
Oh, I've seen that too. So.
All right. So here is their first 4 games. And this is why you got to get the right guy in really quick. West, Alcoa, Maryville, Catholic.
That's their first 4 games. Woo!
Woo. And you're at Hardin Valley, which, no offense to Hardin Valley, y'all are Hardin Valley.
Yeah.
Farragut, Oak Ridge, Cleveland, DB, Bradley Central.
Jesus.
I mean, it's a brutal schedule, and it's been a brutal schedule the last 3 years.
I'm going to throw this out there, Shay, not trying to be disrespectful. If they lose the talent, if the talent doesn't stick around and they don't make the right hire, you tell me that schedule, I'm saying 2-8 right off the bat. 2-8. If they lose the talent, I mean, maybe 3-7. That's a brutal schedule. You're already starting off with a pissed off West team. You're starting off with Alcoa. Maryville is going to be back with their guys. You've got a Catholic that's doing their thing and trying to get back to the ranks of where they were in the division that they play. So yeah,
I would go if you don't get the right coach in and keep the players there that you can keep. Depending on how everything goes and how players came into this, they live there and they're zoned for there, good to go. Yeah. But
Two-Pair, what were you going to say? I'm sorry, bud. You kind of were wanting to say something.
So this is really crazy. The more I keep looking at this Elijah Gardner, so shout out to Elijah Gardner. I seen this just now. So when I looked at his profile, it does say he's at West High School. All right. He will be at Kentucky on June 20th. Mm-hmm. He'll be at Michigan State April the 17th. He'll be at Texas A&M May the 31st. He'll be at the University of Houston June the 11th. He'll be at the University of Tennessee on June 8th. Mm-hmm. He'll be at Indiana April 19th. He'll be at Purdue April 12th.
No, so what these are
playing at West.
But what these are high school camps. I'm not sure if they're invite only, but obviously he's going through a recruiting service on there. Which if he's still putting in the work, he's able to go. They're looking at the film and everything. But these are all the high school camps. Mm-hmm. Because I've thought about because I got middle school ones and high school ones. Because I've thought about sending my son to them also. So I mean, these are camps, and he's trying to get himself noticed. It'd be good to see him on the field because film don't lie.
Yeah, it does. So, I want to give a shout out to our guy, Kerry Rivas. Make the right hire and the best hire. Don't make a hire just to keep players. Remember when UT hired Dooley to keep players and that backfired horribly? UT wasn't the same until they hired Heupel. So,
UT's hiring of Dooley was thinking he was going to be just like his dad, and nobody wanted that job after Kiffin because of the sanctions that were coming. Was who we have. This is what it is.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing too is that you would like to think that even if some of these players do transfer, my God, this is a school with over 2,000 kids that go to it. I know they're not all boys, but at the same time, you should be able to field 100 decent players.
My daughter told me, we were talking about today. She said the influx of kids who come to that school in the last 3 years that she's never seen before, like coming in, like there's. Hell, I was looking at pictures from senior night for the basketball team. And I was like, who the hell are these kids? Like, I've gone to these games for the last 5-6 years, given how long I was around that program and my kids being there. I'm like, I don't even know some of these kids anymore. Like, there are kids in the football senior photo on senior night. I'm like, who are these kids? Like, so I mean, there's been a lot of kids coming into the program overall. Just it's crazy. I mean, we know other schools do the exact same thing.
They do.
Yeah, they do. They do. I would just like to just think that, it's a shame for the players, and so forth. And I'm going to keep them in my prayers, honestly, because they're kids. They don't deserve this ridicule and everything. And I hope that they do get the right coach that, helps whatever they need to do on their path, whether it's on the field or off the field, that they continue their cause, because that's what this show's all about. It's not just Rebels with a Cause. Everybody's got their cause, as long as it's legal and, doing it the right way and so forth, more than anything. That's what I've always preached. So, I hate it for these kids. I really do. And I hope they do get the right hire, because that we were talking about how this game has been elevated between West and Bearden. And, it's fun when both teams are great. Honestly, it really is. What we're going to bring to the table in August. I just want to see what they bring to the table. So, yeah, for sure. So,
hopefully they make the right hire, and hopefully we have a great game, that first game of the season.
Yep, and we come out with a W.
I do think this turns out better than what happened with Clinton.
Oh, yeah, that was a mess. That was
leading right into spring practice. Like, you've got a little bit of time.
You got some time. You still got some time. I mean, so, yeah. I mean, you still got March.
You got to get your hire in. You got to figure out who you want to keep, who you don't want to keep, who's part of everything that happened over there, and get a staff in and get them ready.
And Shane, can I throw this out there? Who's supervising winter workouts at this point for them? Like their strength and conditioning coach? I don't know who that is.
So obviously, Coach, or I still call him Coach Schindler. His degree is in strength and conditioning. He is the AD. He can run it if he wanted to.
Yeah, and he's a great guy. No, he's a great guy, and he was kind enough to let us do our game day show from there at Bearden High School. So no, he knows what to do. I mean, he comes from Maryville too.
Morgan's an amazing man. He did great by my daughter when she played under him. I've always had a respectful relationship with him. Obviously, he made the decision he needed to make that's best for the school, best for the players. He knows a bunch of these players because they would have been, they've been freshmen.
So this is they're going in their senior year. It would have been his first full class to go through, I guess, or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, so. Yeah. Well, we had to talk about it. As more develops, we'll obviously mention if they do make a hire and so forth. But we got some stuff to talk about. First and foremost, let's talk about West Monday night. We squeezed in one more game on the road against Carter. The final score was 88-63. We made their house, the Hornets' Nest, our house too.
Our house.
And Devin Martin was just outstanding in that game. 38 points, 14 rebounds, and 3 blocks. That pretty much, and this was even after he had already been named this. We've already given props to our Coach of the Year, as you can see over 2-pair, but how about this one for the devastating one himself? You've been saying this for a couple of years, 2-pair. They finally listened to you. Let's let it out there. MVP, baby, of the 4A all district player. MVP, baby. Devin devastating Martin, baby. I mean, honestly,
I've been saying he is the best overall player in the city, the state, and when he taps into knowing that he's the best player on the floor, there's nobody that can guard him. You can't stay in front of him. He can shoot. He can rebound. He's a team leader. He hits his free throws. I think him and Kevin Jack have been the guys that have been the power behind this group. And when you look at the all-district team, and you see that guy is the number one guy, but you see who's the coach of the year right here. if you got the coach of the year, the most valuable player, and 4 guys, you probably had 5 guys that could have been all district.
Mm-hmm.
Malik Wilson definitely could have been all district.
Well, let's go through them real quick. I want to give them all. I want to give them all their props. So not only was he MVP, he also obviously had a spot on the all boys district team. Okay, then you got to give it to Jalen Thrill Hill. He is on the all district boys team. Shout out to him, man. I'm telling you. You mentioned Kevin Jack. He's on the all district boys team. Got to give it to Robert Schuler. All district boys team.
Best 2-way player in the county.
I'm telling you.
Best 2-way player in the county.
Are you ready for this one? And like you said, from the law firm, 2 from the law firm made it. Garrett Birch, also all district boys team. So that's pretty much your starting lineup was the all district boys team, because even though Birch starts the game, Fofana ends the game. But my God, and here's the other thing too. Reese Clark would have been on this all district team. Reese Clark would have been.
was all district last year.
Yeah, he was. He was as a junior. So, and then you mentioned him already. Malik Wilson doesn't get enough pub for what he does. Honorable mention. I mean,
tremendous. He's the glue.
Yes.
When I say there's the glue guy on every team, he's the reason why this team wins a lot of games. Think about all the rebounds this guy gets. Think of all the shots he should take that he doesn't take. And when he does hit a big 3, when he does hit a big free throw,
or a putback.
He's definitely been the unsung leader of this team. When you think of the first guys off that bench, Malik Wilson has been tremendous for this team the last year.
Yep. And I also love his defense. His defense with his feet is second to none. Deflections.
He gives you what Chris gave us last year.
Yes, you took the words right out of my mouth. He's that energy guy that just brings a certain energy to the floor. He spells Kevin and Devin when we need him, and also the deflections with his hands. I mean, he is a great defender. He can guard 1 through 5, literally, and just plays really great defense. It may not show up in the stats book, but it's the little things that helps you to a victory in every game. Honestly,
and he has been the glue that has kept this team together. Guys like Malik Wilson, you can't rave on enough. And there's college coaches. There's college coaches that are coming to see Kevin and Devin, and then they'll ask about where's Malik Wilson going? Where's Garrett Birch going? That is a sign of a good basketball team when the other college coaches are coming to see. They already know who they're wanting to see, but then they see you rebounding at such a high clip. Like the dude averages 8 or 7 rebounds off the bench.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And I know it's not in the stat book, but how many hands does he get on a ball that deflects it or disrupts another team's offensive flow? I mean, those are things that aren't in a stat book, and he does those little things. Yeah. Yeah, no.
He has been huge.
Yeah, no, I mean, and not to mention, it's a team aspect. I know that they didn't get named, but the contributions of the rest of the rotation, like a Fofana, like a Joe Dupree. I mean,
Joe Dupree, how major is he?
I'm telling you, and this rotation really has stepped it up and is playing some great ball. I mean, look no further. This wasn't a bad team the other night. I mean, Carter is a really good team.
Carter's really good basketball team.
I mean, you won by 25 points. That is incredible right there. And on the road, I mean, that's just, and Devin basically scored almost half those points. I mean, just incredible performance by him. And, and because of that win, now, Shane, 2-pair, West is 21-4 on the year, second seed in that district tournament. And it doesn't matter what day it's going to be played. It is going to be played. We await the winner of Maryville versus William Blount. And this game, guys, I can't stress enough. It doesn't matter if it's Maryville or it's William Blount. This is a huge game from a standpoint that we are right where we were last year. The difference is that this year, I feel that we're probably the healthiest we can be. We have so much momentum going in, and we've beaten both of these teams twice. And it is hard to beat a team a third time. But for the love of God, I think these guys are locked in because they want to join what's behind me. I'm going to move out of the way. Look at this.
Yeah,
this is the only team to do this. 25 years ago, 25 years ago. And, my question is this. If Sevier County can get their first state championship after 25 years, why can't this West team get their first district championship in 25 years? That's what I want to know.
Yeah,
Why can't
I'd like to see
Why
it.
not us, man? Why not us, Shane? Honestly.
Yeah, it's time. It is time.
Yeah.
I think we're playing the right ball right now to where we can make that run.
Yeah. Yeah. And here's the other thing, too. Like, no disrespect, because, Bearden earned that 1 seed. The other thing, too, is you look at the of who they're going to play, Farragut or Hardin Valley. Most likely it will be Farragut. And, Farragut, it's a rivalry game, so it's not an automatic win for Bearden. But I would much rather be in Bearden's shoes taking on the winner of Farragut Hardin Valley than having to go up against a Maryville that's top 10 in the state. I mean, this is a team that was at state last year, and they maybe not have had the season that they wanted to, but that's a dangerous team that you're going to face.
The Maryville team
and
is tough. They got
they're damn good.
Owensby, Sigmund, and Smith. And then you've got the guard play. They're Woodley
is deadly.
And
yes.
God, was it Hazelbaker?
Hazelbaker. Him. Yes.
He's a problem.
Yeah,
but I will say this: that Maryville team, they're tough. They're well coached.
Yeah, Lambert.
Yes. The Lambert, like when you even have your dad on it as an assistant. In his just attention to detail, like I really think I think Wes Lambert is one of the better coaches in our district, but we've got the best coach and the best coaching staff, and I think Ryan Woolard has done an exceptional job. Michael Dime Davis with the guards, Tyrone T. Pack. Chad Brooks might be the most versatile coach in Knox County.
Love me some Chad Brooks.
If Chad Brooks is not a head football coach or a head basketball coach, it is going to be a shocker, because you're seeing the most versatile coaches at West right now, and he's coaching football and basketball. This man could be on teams that have gone to state in basketball and football, and he's not the head guy. That says a lot, and that says a lot that these schools looking on leaders of young men. And I think Tyrone Patterson, look at the change at Kevin Jack from last year to this year with Tyrone Patterson.
Yeah, I think look at the team. Just look at the team. I think it is coachy, but look what he had to surround himself with. He had to surround himself with guys that understood what the vision of what's at stake. I mean, Tupper, you've been saying this since we went on the air for the first episode, 62 episodes ago, may I say, that this team could make noise either this year or next year. Well, guess what? We are in next year. It's now. This is the time. This is the time that it has to be done. And, the state rankings came out. I mean, it's right there. You've got Oak Ridge, West, and Bearden, 4, 5, and 6. And, and then you've got Maryville kind of lurking around there. And you've got Sevier County lurking around there. And the thing is you got 5 teams in this area, and there's really only 2 spots to go to state. There's really only 2 spots.
And I think you look at Oak Ridge, you look at Bearden. I think Bearden is one of those teams that we had to really stick it to them. You know what I mean? Like we really had to go in their house and beat them, because they really came into ours and moved a lot of furniture.
Yeah. And to be fair, we missed a lot of free throws that game. We cleaned up things that were missed in that first game. And honestly, no disrespect to Maryville, but I think that Bearden wants us. We want Bearden, the best against the best. Let's settle it, the grudge match, the 3rd round for the marbles. They have plenty of district tournament titles. You go in that doghouse, Jim, and you see that banner. You see 2001. You see 2002. You see 2000. I mean, they have so many, and we just have one. And it's like, it's our time to get another one in basketball. It is our time this time, honestly.
It's definitely our time. And I think these guys understand that, and you just look at the way they've played ever since Reese went down.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this team has been on the warpath, and I think if they see Maryville again, it's not going to be close.
Mm-hmm.
If they
Yeah.
do,
We owe them one. I mean, last year they embarrassed us in that district tournament. I mean, if you think about it, it was the third place game. I know we were still kind of dejected from the 1 point loss in overtime to Bearden, but they ran us out of Maryville's gym. They ran us out of their own
they
gym
did.
last year when they were hosting that tournament. And I think our guys remember that. And I hope that our guys come with that same fire and pay them back one and basically set it up for us versus a Bearden, I mean, 1 versus 2 for it all, either next Tuesday or whenever it's supposed to be played, honestly, at this point. So, Shane,
Yeah.
what I did want to say is moving on, our girls team finally got their first win of the year. So we got to give a shout
Congrats.
out to Coach Graves and Coach Tate and the girls team on their
And
first
Jade
win.
Mullins. Shout out to Jade Mullins,
To
assistant
Jade
coach
Mullins,
Mullins.
41-40 over Halls. I mean, they jumped out to a 12-0 lead. The Halls fought back and West held on to win. And last I checked, as long as you're up by one more point when that buzzard sounds, they don't care about style points. It's who won the game, pretty much. So shout out to them. Unfortunately, their season did end last night against Maryville, 61-30. But a heck of a year for the girls. There was improvement, and they themselves even had some players make the all district. So I want to give some claps and shout outs to them. Congratulations to Adelie Adams for 4A all district girls team. Also got to give a shout out from one Freeman to another Freeman. Charlie Freeman made the all district girls team. And also shout out
How
to
tough
Ashlyn
is Charlie?
Dude,
Let's
yeah.
say this about Charlie Freeman.
Yeah.
She's one of the toughest customers on that court.
Yeah.
I told her this year, like, it's gonna be rough. You're a freshman,
You're a
and
freshman.
you have really played well as a freshman to make all district.
And that region with those teams like Maryville, Bearden, Farragut, come on.
I think next year, and I think her and Adelie, I think they take a big step next year. I really do. I think this year was kind of a learning process. Like Malia Queener gets hurt. I think Jemiah Williams makes a step next year. I think Micaiah Jackson makes a step next year. I think a lot of things are going to change for this women's program because Cody is coaching his ass off. And let's give props to Cody for coaching his ass off. And they're gonna be a team that people are gonna remember, like they used to beat on, and now they're the team that's gonna take names. And I think this year, I think once give Cody 2 to 3 years to build this in the program that he wants, and you will see a different team.
Oh, without a doubt. And I'm also going to throw this out there. I got to give her props because, she battled last year, this year. Shout out to Ashlyn Stewart. She made honorable mention on this team, on the all-district team. So shout out to her. And I'm glad that her and the senior girls at least got to experience one win this year because I know that they fought really hard too. So, yeah, absolutely they did. So, but yeah, shout out to a freshman making that with that region. My goodness. And shout out to Coach Graves and Tate. And like you said, Shane, they've got some girls that are going to be doing some AAU ball. They got an 8th grade team that's going to be joining the ranks next year. It's just going to be building. But this team laid a foundation to compete and not hang their hats. And I'll tell you this, if you looked at probably the total points from last year to this year, it's probably not even in the same stratosphere, to be honest with you. I don't even remember us even scoring 30 last year, and they fell to a very good Maryville team in the district tournament yesterday and had 30 points. So Rome wasn't built in a day, but they're doing some great things, and we believe in you, Coach Graves and Coach Tate, as you get this thing done in your journey and
he's bringing in his because he was at Bearded Middle, right? So he's bringing in
he was at Bearded Middle,
he's at Bearded.
Yep. So yeah,
it's going to help him knowing those girls as they come in and. That relationship already being there. So
I'm just going to say this. You look at the man behind you, two-pair, Coach of the Year there in his first year, Coach Graves in his first year. This, again, just proves the wonderful hires by, Romero, by Dr. Spees. I mean, this staff knows what it takes for these young men and women to not only be winners off the court, but also on the court. And they're doing it the right way. And I couldn't be more proud. We talk about what Coach Brown and his staff does in football, or the soccer coaches, the other coaches in the other respective programs. Baseball's about to do their thing here in a few days, which I'm excited to see what they bring to the table. They've been working hard. They've invited us to do a live game day from one of their games, which I'm excited.
we're there.
We're there. We're
there.
excited about that. So,
There's
but
nothing better than sitting at a baseball field, though.
yeah, no, we're gonna park far away so no balls hit our cars or whatever.
Bro, we
but
got to park.
Yeah.
Your old field house.
Hell yeah, ain't no way they gonna hit my car.
no, we're gonna go. I got to park by
Sorry,
Coach
guys,
Brown
I love
over there
y'all.
by the real field house.
I can't mess up my car, bro.
Yeah, maybe we park in front of the little theater, the little mini auditorium, all the way on the other side of the school. So
Man, I can't mess up the car. Y'all can't
no,
mess up the
man,
whips now.
no, not at all.
Nah,
So,
we can't have
Would
that.
it be safe if we park in that old gravel spot right there next to where we used to go into walking towards the field house?
yeah, we could do
Yeah,
that.
no,
Yeah, where the old
great.
driver's ed trailer used to be. So yeah,
The original field house.
the original field house. That's right. So yeah. Well, I know we're getting short on time. There is a few things I did want to talk with you guys.
Nah, we can go like 10 more minutes.
Okay, yeah, no problem. Yeah, that's what I was planning to
we
do.
got like 10 more minutes.
Want to talk a little, Two-Pair, real quick. I want to give a shout out to Bo Sutton and the other players' parents, the Alumni Foundation, all the
Please
good
get in
things they
touch with
do. I
Bo
want to make
Sutton.
sure. So
Please get in touch with Bo Sutton. Look, like we say every week, if we can get just 100 parents to commit to $30 a day, you think of that, look at what that looks like, people. With Rebels with a Cause math, 100 parents donate $30 a day for 365. This pays for so much. This pays for Rebels with a Cause to actually pay the people on our show.
Can I also throw this out there? Even if you did $1 a day, what the hell is that? 365 times 100? That's still pretty good if you did $1 a day, honestly. So.
Hey, but this is what we're trying to do with Rebels with a Cause. We are trying to build it into a network, and we talked to James, and we really want to be able to be the first to do Friday night hoops. With the fact that Big Fat Sports is going into AE, Catholic, West, and I want to say Fulton is the fourth charter school.
Yep.
Where they're expanding. This is an Atlanta-based company that is filming for Knox County schools.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And we're the first 4 to be awarded that. I think that's real highly and big. Of 94 Feet, their podcast, and Big Fat Sports Network with everything that Skinny is doing down there. Shout out to Derek Williams III. I can't tell you enough how grateful we are in Knoxville to be one of the charter schools for an Atlanta-based company. And, Cameron Tatum, who played at UT, one of my good friends, started 94 Feet podcast, and that's on Big Fat Sports Network. So also want to shout out to my man Pops down there, Mr. Derek Williams, Sr., down there in Montgomery, Alabama's very own Pops, for Wake Up with Pops on 94 Feet. So again, what we're trying to do with our brand is we're wanting to step it up on the basketball realm as well as the football realm, because we're the first podcast to give you all access to schools. Mm-hmm. Like, you didn't think you would hear about Gibbs football this year, Catholic football,
Jeff County,
Bearden. Yep. Like, we're a West-based school, and we talk about Catholic as if they're next door neighbors, because they are.
They are. Yep. We devoted 30 minutes to talk about a Bearden football coaching change.
Scrimmage.
Yep, for sure. Also want to give a shout out. West football team still fundraising to expand that locker room to get 150 lockers in there for our players.
And how can we make that happen?
Again, you can do some Rebels with a Cause math, $30 a day.
Rebels with a Cause math.
Yep, I'm telling you.
Shout out to our faculty. Shout out to Paul Romero. Shout out to Principal Spees. Shout out to Carruthers. Shout out to Principal Forrester. Shout out to our faculty. They do a tremendous job at keeping this school the best school to ever go to. And this is coming from guys that have graduated, who have went to Pellissippi, that have went to UT, that have served in the Marines, that have, served in our military. Like, this is coming from us. We're telling you, this is the way you do this math. Shane's coaching at Corns. James is our statistician for our football team. I announce our basketball team, and we head up a mentor program. So the money, we devote our time. If we can get the money aspect, we're well ahead of what we do when we devote our time to your kids to put them in better position as human beings in life.
Yep, we do. And I also want to do this. I also want to shout this out real quick. I think it should be mandatory. Everybody show up. Whether it's Friday night or Saturday night, show up for this team,
please.
For this team tonight, honestly, because they need our support. We need to help them. I believe in them, but I want them to see every face rooting for them to just propel them to this district tournament title. They deserve this title, and they're going to play their asses off. And I want more than anybody there to root their asses off, and we can all celebrate it. Honestly, take care of Maryville, take care of Bearden, and get this thing done, and get that one seed in the region, so we can join another elite team in that 2011-2012 bunch that is the only region champion in West history. And I've got a picture for them to show next week. So that's the goal every week and so forth, to basically elevate of where you were before this program. So one other thing that I want to talk about, let's talk some college hoops, guys, real quick. How about that comeback against Vandy last week? I mean, they looked dead in the water, man. Jesus, I was like, what the hell's going on?
It looked really bad, but you know what? Jemai Meshack and Zakai Ziegler have 100 wins together.
Wow.
In college basketball.
Think about that, man. 100 wins.
Games.
I mean, there's some programs that don't even win 25 in 4 years. And they're doing it. They're doing 25 a year average, two pair. Getting to the Sweet 16 and Elite 8. I mean, this is some serious business. Got an SEC championship.
One SEC championship.
Yes.
They've accomplished a lot.
They have. Rick Barnes. Look,
for Zakai Ziegler being the last player that can wear the number 5, he's done absolutely everything in that.
Man. He's got one more year left if he wants it. He's got one more if he wants it.
You want to know something? Can you just imagine if he hadn't gotten hurt a couple years ago? That was a damn shame when he got hurt.
Like that team, if he doesn't get hurt,
they get to the Final Four.
They get to the Final Four. They don't lose.
Probably playing maybe even UConn in that national title game. You never know. I mean, you never know coming from that side. So, yeah. I mean, look what did come out. So, Florida Atlantic.
Florida Atlantic.
So let me, the Vols, they didn't have a game. They were off this week, so they play again on Saturday, right, Shane? Who are they playing on Saturday?
Oh, I'll say again. Okay.
Oh, Tennessee. They didn't have a game this week. Like, it was one of those weeks where they didn't have a Tuesday or Wednesday game, but they do play Saturday. Who do they play on Saturday? I'm trying to remember.
1 second.
Yeah, if you can bring that up. So, and while Shane's doing that, who they got?
Number 6 versus number 7. Tennessee versus Texas A&M.
Damn, Buzz Williams. So shoot, yep, he's a good coach. That's a good team. That's a really good team. We got Henry Coleman Jr.
Then they got LSU on Tuesday.
Should be a win.
Alabama next Saturday, ranked number 4. We need these next. We need all 3 of these next ones.
Yeah. No offense to Alabama. I'm glad you mentioned them. So I watched that 1 versus 2 game last week. Auburn beat Alabama. And I'm going to tell you this, man. Auburn just out-physicaled them. Two pairs, Shane. They really did. Like
Mm-hmm.
Alabama's 3-point shot, and here's the thing: they live by the three, they die by the three, and they weren't hitting them. I mean, they weren't, and that was the difference in the game. And Auburn just won. I mean, you got to give them props. They went into a hostile environment, game day, and they went in there and beat them. And the thing is that the rankings came out for the tournament, and
Mm-hmm.
you had 3 SEC teams. This is what I was talking about, that the ACC is the only other conference I can think of off the top of my head that's had 3 1 seeds. That was Virginia, Duke, and Carolina back in 19. You have a possibility this year that you could have 3 or 4, as your 1 seeds. You could,
You could have a possible 3 out of the 4. I think Tennessee may be a 2.
They are.
Tennessee's a 2 in Duke's region right now. So
Tennessee's got to really turn it up. If
they can't afford any more bad loss. Like what would help them is a big win against A&M on Saturday. That would be huge. That would be huge because unfortunately you've dropped 2 to Kentucky, and Kentucky has some wins here and there. But then, you see Kentucky get blown off the court the other night, or they lose to Texas. That's inexcusable, but they won the night against Vanderbilt. So it really is just it's a bloodbath of a conference. The matchups are different every night. But right now, I look at a team like Auburn, guys, and they're good. And yet Tennessee had them on the ropes and should have won that game. I mean, realistically.
I was looking at the projected teams for the tournament out of the SEC.
Yeah.
13 teams from the SEC are projected to make the tournament.
Yep, it'd be a record.
And
break the old Big East record.
14, depending on how Georgia plays out, could be they're part of the first 4 out.
Yep, I've seen that. I have seen that.
I think if Tennessee goes on a good run and plays well in the SEC tournament, we can make it back up to a 1 seed.
Yeah, I believe that. I believe that too. I mean, here's the other thing too. I was looking, Alabama and Auburn have to play again. Obviously Tennessee could get some cred by beating Bama themselves next Saturday. That would be ginormous. That would be you beat A&M or let's say Tennessee wins out. Let's just say, Shane, run through their schedule real quick. I think there's 5 games left. I think there's 5 or 6 games.
5 games left. So we got number 7 Texas A&M. That's going to be a must win. Then we got LSU on the.
That's 20th. A definite win. That has to be a win.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Then you got Alabama, number 4 Alabama on Saturday the 1st.
Is that in Thompson or is that there?
That is at Thompson.
That we have got to win that game. Keep going.
Then you got at Ole Miss, who's ranked 24th right now.
Yeah.
And then you finish out with senior night against South Carolina on the 8th.
That has to be a win. That's a terrible team. So my thing is you got 3 ranked opponents. You've got to, if you win all 5 of those, and let's just say you get to the championship against Auburn in the SEC tournament, you got to clinch one of those top 4 seeds so you can have the double bye. If you get to that Sunday game, there's not a doubt in my mind they're a 1 seed. I'm sorry. They have got to be a 1 seed if they win.
Here's something to blow your mind right now.
Sure.
Would you expect a 6th ranked team in the nation to be 6th in our conference right now? Any other year would you expect that?
No. It's really become what we thought SEC football was going to be this year. It's SEC basketball. That's the craziest thing about this year. So yeah, there's
no way we catch up to Auburn, Alabama, and Florida.
Mm-hmm.
We've got to give Texas A&M a loss. That'll bump us up to 4th in the conference.
Yeah.
The Alabama game, we could see if we win. It puts us at 9-5, and Texas A&M at 9-5. We beat Bama, who's 10-2. That puts us at 10-5. We can make a significant jump to maybe get the 3rd seed in the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
But you're not getting that. We're not getting that bye. How many teams get the bye?
Well, here's the thing. Because there's so many teams in the SEC tournament. The thing is, if the top 4 get a double bye, meaning they don't play on Wednesday or Thursday, they would play on Friday. So you theoretically you'd have fresher legs than a team that had to win on Wednesday and Thursday to get to Friday.
last year where we had the buys. Normally, the team that plays the most
wins.
What is
Oh,
it?
it's the weirdest thing. It's like NC State last year. NC State had to win 5 games to win the ACC tournament
I
last
think
year.
what it is you never have a chance to really get cold. Like, yeah, you may lose your legs a little bit.
Yeah.
But you stay where you need to be.
Yeah.
Sometimes those 2 games off have hurt. Those have hurt us every year.
Yeah. Well, and I've also seen on the other side of it, the teams that do play, especially that SEC tournament game's always at 1:00 on Sunday or what have you. And if they, the game's over about 3:30, you, depending on where you fall selection Sunday, you might have a Thursday game, or something of that nature to try to, have to play as opposed to the Friday, either Thursday, Saturday, as opposed to the Friday, Sunday. So a lot of people, I've heard this, that the committee really doesn't look past the Friday games. And I don't want to believe that, but
I don't want to believe it.
I don't want to believe that either, but
Sunday is literally the day after all the tournament play. So that goes into factor.
Yeah, I mean, the Big Ten's the last team that plays. They always end at 5:30, and they always have the team still in their jerseys with the net and the trophy as they wait to go where they're selected. That's like a CBS tradition, isn't it? Two-pair where you see the Big Ten team just sitting there or whatever, dog tired. But I'm just saying that's what makes it fun, and it's hard to believe, guys. We're 3 weeks away from that damn thing. Honestly, that just blows my mind right now. Honestly. March 15th, we will know, or March 16th, rather, we will have the tournament 68. That's what we are. We're that close away, man. It's going to be amazing. So, yeah.
Oh, shout out to the baseball team also right now. Holy crap, they're killing teams.
Yeah. No, that wasn't going nowhere. No, that's they don't rebuild. They reload, man. They reload.
In the 4 games that they have played since the season started, Tennessee has scored 75 runs and allowed 4.
Wow.
They haven't even made it to the 8th inning yet.
Because of the run rule.
Yep.
So, yep. Wow.
Yeah, that game yesterday, 29-4. Oh, my God.
Yeah. Well, guys, let's do this real quick. I want to finish out the show. Great show as always. Let's make our predictions. I'm going to throw it out there. I'm all in, baby. Wes going to be joining this. There's going to be a picture that I'm going to take with my own camera phone with these guys hosting a trophy to join this one, and that's going to be my backdrop. So I'm all in. I think Wes takes care of Maryville, and I think we beat Bearden to win the first district tournament in 25 years. So go get it done, boys.
I'll go with that.
Yep. Let's get it done, guys. Let's get it done. So great show as always. Two-pair. Why don't you wrap us up, baby, and let's see what we can do, man. We'll be back next week at some point to talk about it.
We are wrapping up this show. We want to thank anyone that has been in tune with us for this hour or two that you've been able to watch and hear from guys that played and just trying to big up their school. We want to send a big congratulations to Coach E and Devin Martin and all of our guys that made all district, Robert Schuler, Kevin Jack. Let me see. Am I missing anybody?
Jalen Hill,
Robert Schuler,
Garrett Birch,
and Malik Wilson.
I do want one more thing. I'm so sorry. Real quick, two-pair. Hate to cut you off. Want to give a shout out to our guy from the wrestling team, Ahmed Shaheen. I hope I said his name correctly. Qualifying for state in wrestling in the 215-pound division. He's a Section 1AA champion. Go out there and show out, young man. Bring home a wrestling state championship for West. Ahmed Shaheen. So that's awesome. So, yeah, congratulations to him.
Go ahead and get that, man.
Go get it, baby. Bring it back to West.
I just really want to, thank all the parents out there for the hard work that you do as parents. Driving these kids to practice, getting them to games. Really want to shout out you. And please contact Bo Sutton on this. And look, we're doing the math for you guys. We'll put this math out here for you every show. 100 parents donate $30 for 365 days. It's a beautiful thing when it can happen.
Hell,
do
do 300. Do 300 parents and $1 a day. You can still do it. So there you go. So, yep. So yeah,
$7 a week.
That's it. $7 a week, man. That's cutting out Chick-fil-A for one day, something like that. So, if that might even be less, more than that. So,
I'm normally asleep during the day, so I miss out much Chick-fil-A.
I hear you. Well, two-pair, close us out, baby. For Rebels with a Cause, man. You know what it is, baby. That's what it is, man. Right here.
Well, look, guys, this is Rebels with a Cause. This is another great episode. You can like, comment, share, and subscribe on YouTube. Check it out on Facebook, and we will be having clips all over, shorts, reels, all that good stuff. Rebels with a Cause. Go West. Keep doing your thing. Dubs in the air like you just don't care. Dubs in the air like you just don't care.